Are you, still in contact with them and see if there's a way you could take a photo of it?
So this is actually really sad when I start thinking about it. So, two of the owners have passed away. Two different properties that I've given display cases for. One, the daughter kept, and I do keep in touch with, so I'm going to ask her if I can get pictures of it. The other, he passed away this year, and um, I don't know, he might have actually put the display case on lend to the museum in a different town. So I don't know. I haven't gone over. I need to talk to her and give her my sympathies. But
Yeah,
it makes me
that
sad
would be
each
good.
time, and I'm like, I don't want to cry and make her cry.
Right.
So I'm like, because he was such a history fan, and he
Oh
loved it.
man.
And he was one of the property owners that like I got I think it was the all metal militia guys from Vermont and New Hampshire. They came, and when they got on the property, he was like, "Whatever you find, you can keep." And they were like,
Oh.
"Really?" He's like, "All I want to do is see it." And yeah,
Oh.
they found silver. I think one found golds, and
Wow.
yeah, he was so amazed that
Excited.
yeah, yep. He's like, "There's still stuff here, Amanda," and I'm like, "I know." I was still planning on coming. It was like, but last minute request, I figured I'd bring friends over. Uh,
Wow.
yep.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, I do. But it was one of those things I wanted to create like a folder of all the displays I've given back. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. There's quite a few missing.
Hmm.
Quite a few. So if you're doing that, if
Ah.
you're giving displays back to property owners of finds that take a picture of the display so you have like a record of like, first of all, you did something really cool. You got permission, you found some really cool stuff, you saved it from, deteriorating in the earth, and you were able to give it back to the property owner, which is awesome. Just don't do what I did and make sure you take a picture.
Oh my. Yeah. I would love to see a picture of that
Mm,
license plate thingy you're talking about.
yeah.
Sounds really cool. I have photo. I mean, remember back, well, for me, I've been, detecting now for 25 years. And I remember, back then we didn't have our smartphones and all that. And I didn't get as many good photos of some of my finds back in the day.
Yeah.
And I really wish, like, my platinum wedding band that I found, the only thing I really have from it is my appraisal that I had. I have a copy of the appraisal that was done many, many moons ago, and a lot of finds that, when my house was broken into when I lived in Galveston, some of my favorite finds, are just gone, gone, gone. And then, like, one of my favorite finds that I found, the Eagle Officer, Civil War Eagle Officer belt buckle, that I found that I gave to the owner, which, they have it displayed on their wall. I did get them to take a photo of it, but, I would have, it's just one photo. I wish I had more detailed photos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
So,
yeah, the photos, I do the cataloging and the description of stuff, but yeah,
yeah.
photos when it comes out of the ground, sometimes photos when they're cleaned up. Lately, that's been seriously slacking on that.
Yeah, yeah, and especially for people that, are naysayers and don't think that, some of these finds, they see it all shiny and new, you know, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't dig that." You're like, "Well, yeah, I did. It's cleaned up now,
Yeah. Yep.
So it's good to always show those before and after photos and stuff as well, to have that before it's cleaned up and stuff,
Hmm.
for sure. Great way to document it. And it's good. it really is good to have it on video. I mean, is painted like what we're talking about. We're taking out the time, but sometimes it's good to have it on video. Just that. What am I getting at? What's my point? You know what I mean? It's just documenting it. And
Yeah.
then you found it, and then you can remember exactly where you found it. I remember most. Do you look back at your finds and stuff and sometimes go, you can remember exactly where you found it and when you found it and all that. But, when you've been detecting, as long as some of us have been detecting, you can, I notice the older I get, I don't remember as well anymore.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree. Looking at pictures, I mean, some of my pictures, I can look at it and know exactly where I found it.
Right.
Looking at a find in one of my cases that I have kept, I might go, But what I did is I actually got really better and did it by property in the event the property owner did want it.
Right.
And
Smart.
so that made it a lot easier. And it's also documented on the back. So, you know, because I don't know where will it all go after
Right.
museum? I don't know.
Yeah, and that I've often thought of that because I don't think my boys are going to want my find. They might, my youngest son sometimes he's like, hey mom, you find any cool jewelry lately? He's
Yep.
wanting a cool ring or a necklace or something. But other than that, my kids just could care less. They like to look at it and love to look at my finds, but they could care less.
Mhm. I do think I'm my niece is turning into she she comes over. Can we look at all your marbles? Can we can you bring out all of your jewelry you found? And then can I put this on? Can I try it? I'm like, all of these rings are a bit big for you.
Oh, funny.
Can I see all the animals? Because I find those porcelain animals and stuff. Can I keep it? I'm like, when you're a little older, and then every time she's here, she manages to squeak out a couple marbles. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can have them. It's okay.
She's taking marbles. Oh
Yep,
my gosh.
yep.
Oh,
So I guess
she
that's what.
knows.
Yep, she does. She does.
And Amanda's soft spot. Hey, please. I
Yep,
really like this marble.
yep. And then, I like this one. Can I take both of them? Yeah, yes, you
Oh
could take
my
them. That's fine.
goodness.
The jewelry though, she's already pointed out that ring and that ring. You have to save for me, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, they're big on me, so good luck growing into them because they're huge.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah. And I've given away so many rings that I've found in the past. I'm sure you've done that too. I gave rings as gifts, over many Christmases and birthdays. And I remember my mom, one day, she was present with me on the beach when I think I found 3 gold rings that day, plus some silver rings and a junk ring. And she ended up with 2 rings.
That's funny. That's funny. It's usually, that's awesome though. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
if my mom was still around, there's a couple in there that she'd probably like, yeah.
Try on and,
Yep.
oh, I really like this one.
Yep.
I don't know if I've looked at many of your rings. I know when I came to visit several times, I'd look at your big showcase, your old jewelry case,
Mhm.
and I look at all of the old relics because, me, I love the relics. But I don't know if I've really looked at many of your ring finds or anything.
Yeah, it's they're not out there. They're in a area that's
I
more
figured, I
secure.
figured they weren't.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, no. It's to everyone listening, I have no treasures here. All right? None.
I've been thinking about getting a safe. Not that I have anything worth anything much anymore, but But just after having my house broken into that time, it probably would be a smart idea to get a safe.
Well,
How
it's
do
one
you
of
feel about that?
it's one of those things. I look at some of these detectors, the money, and I'm like, geez, I should get a gun safe for my detectors.
For your detectors alone.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Expensive. Very expensive. Right?
Yeah. I mean, especially if you've got quite a few, and I know you do, they're not cheap. So it's like, I
Mm-mm.
don't know, between that and some of these research books I have, I'm like, oh, I saw the going price on a couple lately, and I'm like, whew, that's worth more than some of my finds. I'm like, I put my books and metal detectors in the safe. But
Right. Exactly. Oh gosh. Well, tonight we were going to talk about surprises in the dirt. Um,
oh yeah, you
you
had a
know,
story, right?
I have a lot of stories, but it's always nice to find those super, when you're just shocked or it's an odd thing. And I've gotten to where every time, I kind of try to do a little manifesting before, you know, I go out there digging. And one thing that I've been doing lately is just to be surprised by, maybe a find that you don't find every day. Um, how about you? You ever do that?
Most of I haven't really been surprised by a metal detecting find since dig stock in New York last October. Um,
I mean, it doesn't have to be metal detecting. This any find, even at
yeah,
a garage sale.
I
I mean,
honestly, the what I was gonna say is the surprises that are like a bonus find in the hole are usually like the most
oh
exciting.
yeah,
That you get
like a extra marble
like
or
a
a
marble or I've yet to find it, hopefully sometime,
fossil.
a
What?
fossil or arrowhead or
Oh
something
man.
along those lines, like artifacts, would be really cool. um I mean, that mason token I found in the mud was pretty surprising to me because I hadn't found anything like that. um
I think that's one of those finds. It's a surprise when you get it up and you see something different, and you're like, "What?
yeah.
What did I just find?" Oh, like a tooth. Just, uh, yeah, like a tooth.
Yeah, there were found plenty of them in New York.
I tell you, that just reminded me, of a funny. Yeah, we found teeth in New York. Oh my gosh, we sure did. It just reminded me of last week when Deej came down and Kay was here, and uh, Jackie and I we went to the Money Creek, and Jackie comes up and she's like, I've never found this before. I think it's my first. But she thought it was dentures at first, but it's actually a mold.
Hmm.
Those old teeth, I remember them when I got braces, that back in the day, they took these big molds of your teeth and what they look like. It was like the bottom part of a mold of your teeth. I thought that was a pretty interesting find,
That is, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Yeah, for
Huh.
sure.
Well, yeah, I
Yep.
guess. Eh,
I've never found a mold like that. I mean, I found dentures. I found teeth. You found partials and teeth and all kinds of stuff like that. But never a mold. That was pretty cool. I thought.
yeah, that is an interesting. Hmm. And just how did they get
Oh,
how did they get there? How did
well,
that get there?
this
Oh,
was an
dump.
old dump.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right. So it got
that spills.
tossed.
Yeah, so it got tossed in the dump, in the trash or whatever, and then got deposited into the dump. Here's here's the thing. Um, Another thing. I went